Everybody, video here for you today. This is a request video. It's related to a video I made a few days ago. And also, this is probably the first of two videos I'm going to be making today. I made this one a couple nights ago, Volcanoes Cause the Younger Dryas. And that's related to a new report on volcanic activity at the start of the Younger Dryas. Well, yesterday I was looking around and I might have a follow-up, might be a little more opinionated on the people who are doing the research here. I just thought this was an important one to do on Friday night. Just throw it out to my viewers, have them read it. I got a lot of smart viewers, and it was interesting reading their comments based on what they had read from these new reports. This is based on one site, and remember the comment research has gone on, and they have based that on findings from all over the world. So I might have a follow up on this. And it was nice to hear from George Howard from the Cosmic Tusk, who left his opinion of the video in a comment. So that's always appreciated. Now, the video I'm making today is by request based on this video, The Mammoth and the Mound Builders, and that was just an interesting one to do. Throw it out to my viewers, see what they thought. But I had at least 5 messages about the Stonehenge found under Lake Michigan, and I have researched that before, never talked about it, so I thought that was a good one to do. Don't really have the uninterrupted time this weekend to do a lot of research and finish off some longer videos, but I'll gladly talk about this today. Now, over the past 3, 4 years, I've seen this story pop up on a few different places, but why don't we talk about this today? And maybe the reason why I haven't talked about it because there are still a few things that are confusing to me, but this is Grand Traverse Bay right down here. Now, I did do this video, Lake Huron Ice Age Hunters. I did this in August of 2000, almost 2 years ago now. Wow, time flies. But right down here, let's talk about what was found under the waters, Grand Traverse Bay right down here. Here's one of many websites that covered this. I will leave a few links below, but ancient Stonehenge at the bottom of Lake Michigan. And I have said before, I'm just kind of tired of every stone formation being compared to Stonehenge. And this is really nothing like Stonehenge whatsoever. But it says in 2007, while searching for the remains of sunken ships, scientists discovered a stone structure at the depth of 12 meters in Lake Michigan. The discovery was made by Mark Hawley, professor of underwater archaeology at the Northwestern University of Michigan, and his colleague Brian Abbott. Now, there were certain aspects of this story that I just thought were a little weird and kind of didn't ring right with me. But it says here they believe that this building, similar to Stonehenge, is about 9,000 years old. But interestingly, on one of the stones there is a carving in the form of a mastodon, which died out more than 10,000 years ago. But this thing they found underneath Lake Michigan, it's not a structure or building. That's not the way it appeared to me at all. And some of it was a little confusing, and I'll go over that in just a second here. But it says the exact coordinates of this find are kept secret. This condition was put by local Indian tribes who do not want influx of tourists and curious on their land. But here is a look at what this guy here, remember he's a professor at a school, he thinks this is a carving of a mastodon right down here at the bottom. There's kind of an outline of where these carvings are on the rock. That's what a lot of people think, that is a mastodon, but we'll take a little closer look here. Here's a closer look at the boulder right here. Is this a carving of a mastodon? Well, that's what this guy thinks, and he's the professor of underwater archaeology at his university. Here's a pic I found on Twitter. Somebody dove down here. You notice the carving right here, what they think is a carving. But this area, based on the shadow here, looks like it's been kind of chipped away where this carving is made. But I don't know. I'll throw that out to my viewers. I'll leave this link below. Now, this is where it got a little confusing for me. A lot of websites and some big YouTube channels included these pics also. Is this part of the find down here associated with the Mastodon carving? This just confused me at first. Here's another look. When I first looked at this, I said, is this part of a ship they found down here? Is this what stones would look like at the bottom of Lake Michigan? And if they were, isn't this a more incredible find? And shouldn't we know a lot more about it? Is that the way stones would look coming out of the ground? And that's what I really couldn't determine when I first looked into this. Are these pics of a stone site, or is that wood coming out of a ship or something? That was just very confusing to me. And you notice this down here at the bottom. I just couldn't quite determine what I was actually looking at here. I'll leave that up to my viewers. Was that a stone structure? I'm just not sure. Thought we should go to this website, Dr. Mark Holly, underwater archaeologist, the one who made the find here, says the truth about the Stonehenge in Lake Michigan. Says this site seems to gain a life in the media about every 6 months or so. Sadly, much of the information out there is incorrect. For example, there is not a henge associated with the site, and the individual stones are relatively small when compared to what most people think of as European standing stones. It should be clearly understood that this is not a megalithic site like Stonehenge. This label has been placed on the site by individuals in the press who may have been attempting to generate sensation about the story and have not visited the site. The site in Grand Traverse Bay is best described as a long line of stones, which is over a mile in length. So there very much appears to be something under the water here, but it's just not what people make it out to be. Here is a look at the diagram of some of these stones and how they are laid out at the bottom here. Then you have sites like this, underwater Stonehenge found, and are they trying to sensationalize this? Well, they have some good information here. They have Mark Holly. Then they have this pic. This pic is not on Mark Holly's website. So is this site associated with this find of this Mastodon carving? It's a little confusing to me. Just giving you my honest opinion here. I'm a little confused. Here's another article. Lake Michigan holds secrets, and then they include this pic when talking about man-made formations. Is that a man-made stone formation? Well, on Mark Holly's website, he says it's not a megalithic upright formation, and that's what that one pic appears to be. He doesn't include that pic on his website, so are they sensationalizing here based on some pics he found? Well, maybe of some ships or something. That's the way it kind of appeared to me when I first looked into this. I had at least 4 or 5 questions on this. People want to know my opinion on this Mastodon carving. I think it's possible. I'll leave it up to my viewers. I never really came to a firm conclusion on that. And this right here, are people sensationalizing this story? Well, if this did not appear on Mark Holly's website, then, well, maybe they are. But this is certainly interesting. On my channel, there's no need to sensationalize history. History's cool enough by itself. Just thought I'd give my opinions here. Let my viewers have a crack at this. That is a video coming from Lake Michigan. Flooding a long time ago carved some pretty impressive geological formations that are found beneath the Great Lakes today. That is my first of probably 2 videos today. A lot of people were wondering about that carving down there found at the bottom. Is that an actual carving of an extinct mastodon? Well, I'll leave it to my viewers. Hope you thought that was interesting. You all have a very safe day.